In this, you just arrived on your holiday in Canada, one you've been planning for months. You're all very excited about it. Yes. You've checked into your hotel.
Yes, I'm there. I'm thinking
Decided to get over a little bit of jet lag.
Yep.
Put yourself to sleep.
Got it.
A little bit of dream of all the fun
Relaxing.
that's in store in the next 10 days road trip.
Cocktails,
like that,
yeah. But instead, you end up giving birth in your hotel bathroom. Whilst it might sound like a bad dream, it's exactly what happened to Bristol couple Helen and Michael Green, who had no idea Helen was even pregnant until her baby daughter made her surprise arrival.
We are thrilled that they're here alongside gorgeous baby Olivia, who is just the most charming, laid-back thing you could possibly have. Well, she didn't make a fuss for 9 months. Why is she going to make a fuss now?
Exactly.
It's extraordinary. Thank you all for joining us.
Hello.
Thank you for
having
having
me.
I mean, we've been talking about it. It feels like the plot out of a soap storyline or a film. It doesn't seem real, but this genuinely happened. Yes. Helen, talk us through how it all started, because you've been planning the trip for a while. You'd arrived in Canada, no issues, no feelings of anything going wrong?
No, so I felt a little bit unwell on the aeroplane, on the flight over, but sort of put it aside, thought maybe it was period pains. We finally got to Canada about 3:30, landed, got to our hotel about 5:30. I wasn't feeling so great, so Michael and Darcy went for a walk in the local area just to go out and get some food. I decided to stay in the hotel room and have a nap.
Yeah.
I had a nap and then woke up, felt absolutely fine again, so started to unpack. And then Mike and Darcy came back to the room, and I thought, right, let's go out, let's go and explore.
Yeah.
Darcy complained that she was tired. Understandable. She
Yeah.
had a long flight.
Yeah.
And Michael had said, look, it's raining quite badly outside, so let's just stay in. We stayed in the room. They went to sleep. I wasn't so tired because I'd had my nap. Fell asleep eventually, and about 2:45, in the morning, just woke up with really bad stomach pains. Really bad stomach pains. And just got up, went to the bathroom.
Yeah.
So the lights were all off because I didn't want to wake
The
Michael
others.
and Darcy at all. Walked into the bathroom, and then just sort of, when you walk into the bathroom, the sink is on the left, and it's sort of in a unit. Sort of just gripped onto the side because I felt like my legs were going to go.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, my body just said, push.
Yeah.
My body just took over, and there was a big push, and then I sort of wasn't sure what was happening, but I thought, I kind of know this.
You've been through it in the past?
I've had 2 of the children, so been through that. And then I just went and sat down on the loo because I thought, if this is happening, I don't want anything to... It just felt like the safest place to be. And then, again, body just said, push, one big push, and she was out. It's But
so you look down into... You look down and you go... Was she crying? Suddenly there's a baby there.
Suddenly, and that's exactly how I felt.
How did you process that?
I don't know. I literally don't know. So I sort of scooped her up pretty quickly. And
out of the toilet bowl.
loo.
Oh, my goodness.
So luckily it was clean.
Water birth.
But yeah, just picked her up, and then I was sort of holding her like this because I was just shaking, just shaking. She cried. Michael then sort of shouted to me, like, Helen, and I was like...
Because the lights are still off.
Lights are off.
It's completely dark.
What are you
So
thinking?
you have no idea at this
Well,
point?
I get called and then I hear a baby cry, and I just thought, obviously I'm half asleep. Is that Helen calling me because she can't sleep? A baby's next door or in the hallway? And then Olivia cried again. I thought, that's in this room. And that's when I was like, right, I put our light on, went between so Darcy was in the other bed, went between the beds, went to the bathroom door and just pushed it open. Could just see Helen holding a baby.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
And what did you say? Do you remember what you said?
I think her name kind of says it all, the initials. So it's Olivia Maple Florence Green. That was my reaction. So yeah, that's kind of and then I just. It felt like forever I was just pacing up. Like, it felt like a long time, but I obviously went and rang for a paramedic.
Yes, so what happened next? Because obviously Helen's there and you're still processing.
Yeah.
You're
baby.
I've got no idea what's going on.
By
I thought it was a
everything.
dream. I genuinely thought it was a dream. When I first heard the baby cry, I thought, I'm just having a dream.
I'm going to wake up.
And then yeah.
I mean, dads are useless at the best of times when it comes to birth, right?
And I'm terrible in a crisis anyway. So this was, you know, I've got history with this. So yeah, it was. It was okay though, because as soon as I got on the phone to the paramedics,
started getting practical.
Calmed you down.
Well, they calmed me down,
Yeah.
and even they were like, "What?" But they obviously knew what to say, and they actually send out the fire brigade and the paramedics at the same time, and the fire brigade got there first, and so because they're medically trained to a level,
Okay.
Oh, I
so
see.
they kept me on the phone, but they got there just to help. And then the paramedics arrived not long afterwards. And at this point, I kept myself out of the way. Darcy's woken up, asking me what's going on. And I said, I think
Darcy's
Mummy's
6.
had a baby. And she was so excited. This is 2
I
o'clock
love
in the
the
morning.
question mark on the end of that
Think-
statement.
Well, I'm not overly sure what's going on.
I think we've got a picture of Darcy with a little sister. Look at her, she's gorgeous.
Oh, she's beautiful.
I mean, you know, if that's how she thinks babies come as well, Mummy just goes to the toilet and then they arrive.
Oh, we
I mean,
cancelled all the holidays. No, we haven't. Yeah, it's been crazy. She's taken to it though. So.
Amazing. So, Helen, did you not, was there, because obviously you have had babies before, you know what it feels like, you know. Was there nothing in your mind at all that made you go,
something
I think
stiffened.
I think I might be pregnant? Or there was no movement, there was no...
None that I felt at all. So when we were taken to the hospital, they had quite a difficulty removing the placenta.
Right.
So they think that may have masked her movements.
Okay.
Maybe. But I'd carried on. I'd been bleeding throughout.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm 45. I've always been fairly irregular.
Yes.
So I kind of put anything down to perimenopause. I just thought it
Didn't
was
ring
my
any
age.
alarm bells,
There was nothing to make me think.
And you were working out, you took this big flight. I
Yeah.
mean...
Everything had just carried on as normal.
You'd taken that, and as an older mum, you hadn't taken any of the precautions that you would have because, and I think you'd suffered from a few miscarriages in the past.
Absolutely.
So to suddenly think she's arrived, you must have been very worried about her health as well, of course.
Completely. Yeah, we were worried. Obviously, I'm not a huge drinker.
Yeah.
But
You'd had a few,
Yeah.
You know, I enjoy a glass of wine or two. So we've been drinking throughout. I don't smoke, but I have been very active.
Yeah.
Like hindsight, I've been very active throughout. I was sort of literally a couple of hours before she was born, I was carrying the suitcases up the subway station stairs because I
you're part of the team.
didn't know anything that was happening. So
So that must have been a huge relief because there's nothing.
as
I mean,
far
she's perfectly
so
healthy.
all of the tests were in the hospital. As far as we know,
She's a good unit as well. How much does she weigh?
she is a unit.
Yeah, how-
no,
You
she
can't
is.
say that.
No,
You
baby,
can't
babies
say that
come
to
out.
He's right. Well cooked, I believe.
Well cooked.
It was.
He's right.
They did ask, you know, about. They kept asking me about the pregnancy in the hospital, and I said, just don't ask me. If you want to ask me about Helen, that's fine, but do not ask me. They asked me how many weeks. We didn't. Anyway, they believe 38 to 42. They put her down as, but I'm sure she's over.
Right. Okay.
I mean, just the weight and the feel of
And
her
she was
as a
what,
baby.
8?
About 83.
She had a lovely weight.
So what about the practicality of it? Because then, of course, you're like, hold on, we're in Canada. We've got Darcy with us.
Yeah.
We've now got a new edition, 2 for the price of 1.
Yeah.
How do you then all get back? Because passports and all the legal stuff.
Yeah. That was tough.
What did you do?
So we had to register her birth over in Canada. I didn't really appreciate that was going to be quite a process.
Yeah.
They're very paper-based, quite rigid in their systems, which I understand their reasons for it.
And you had to prove she was yours as well, didn't you? Because, of course, you know, you suddenly there was 3 of you, and then suddenly there's 4. Where's this baby come from?
Exactly. So we had to have all sorts of documents provided from the doctor in the hospital. We had to get a declaration of the birth from the paramedics. They wanted to speak to somebody who worked in the hotel just to confirm that basically I'd gone in. We'd gone in as a 3 and come out as a 4. They were great issuing the passport. Like the lady in the passport office couldn't have been better.
Yeah.
But yeah, it took the best part of 5 weeks for her birth to be registered. And until that birth was registered on their systems, they couldn't issue the passport.
Wow.
But as soon as they could issue the passport, then we were home. But we had a great time like when we were out there.
Of course.
But there was so much admin to do, and it was really stressful. Do you know, it was really stressful.
There's so many other... There's a million questions. We haven't got enough time. Because then, of course, you've got to phone home and tell your families and your friends. I mean, who took charge of that? Was that you, Mike?
Yeah, so I thought we'd just do it on FaceTime.
You just thought you'd FaceTime them with the baby?
Yeah, well, I sort of had Helen in the shot. I said, look, don't worry. And then I sort of panned to Helen. She was in a hospital bed. And their reaction was very much, oh, what's she done? Like, oh, we haven't been to a hospital abroad, but it wouldn't be a surprise if it was Helen.
Right, OK.
Quite clumsy.
Yes, yeah.
And then I panned to Darcy holding Olivia, and faces just dropped. And the first one was so much fun, I kept it going. So we did that. We did that pretty much with everybody. And they just can't believe it. Still can't believe it. Yeah, you can give her a cuddle. Yeah.
And of course, because she's been born in Canada, she's a Canadian citizen as well.
She is.
She's got dual citizenship.
Kind of smashing.
So
Opened a few doors, yeah.
Yeah,
it does.
She has a Canadian passport. She's a Canadian. They were so welcoming instantly.
Yeah.
Instantly, straight away. She's a Canadian. Like they just took her as
one of
our own. You know, they've given her. They've dictated her baseball team, her ice hockey team. It's like, yep, she's a Blue Jay. She's
serious
a Maple Leaf.
Canadian.
And one of her middle names, the M in the initials, is Maple.
That's right.
Yeah. And Olivia was named, it's the popular name over there, and the Mayor of Toronto is Olivia. One of your nurses was Olivia as
Just
well.
want to be careful of the other initials.
Yes.
Just be very careful of the other.
That's Flo.
So, yeah, Florence.
Florence.
But we were looking for another name, and I've always liked the name Florence.
Beautiful.
But the car seat that Michael got when he went to pick up the hire car that we had booked was by a company called Evenflow or Evenflow.
Yeah.
And I just saw Flo, and I just thought, Florence. And I was like, yeah,
That's lovely.
That's got to go in.
And there's something very apt about her initials. And the story is remarkable.
It is.
A cryptic pregnancy, I think it's called. Is that right?
I think so.
I mean, they happen, but they are just miracles. Just absolutely thrilled to meet you all. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you
thank
for
you.
having
Thanks
us.
for having
Wanted
us.
to be here, didn't
Yeah,
she?
exactly that.
Just
yeah.
wanted to
just
be
didn't want to
here.
make a fuss. And it was lovely to meet Olivia too.
Thank you.
Oh, no,
thank you so much. Nice to see you.
Well, there you go. Helen and Michael are the only lucky
Thank you
ones
for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.